Quick story for you. When I was 17 years old, my dad and I took a bike trip of about 1,000 miles. And when I say bike trip, I mean pedal bike, not motorbike. We left from Holland, Michigan on the shores of Lake Michigan and went all the way to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. It was a serious bike trip, and I like to use it as kind of metaphorical context for a few lessons. So 4 things I want to hit. First of all, is preparation. Leading up to this trip, my dad got in shape. He went out and pedaled every night and was ready for this trip. Myself, on the other hand, being 17, I thought I was invincible. So I did not go out biking every night. I maybe went 3 or 4 times. And of course, one of us was biking far in front of the other. You can guess who. The second thing on this trip is we needed this thing called a map. For those of you who are a little younger, you maybe have never used one of these, but we didn't have GPS to guide us. We had to stop, get our bearings, check direction, make sure we were on the right roads the entire way. A third thing that happened on this trip was I was at one point biking with my head down against the wind, working hard. My dad had stopped. Again, he was usually in front of me because he was in shape. He had stopped to look at that map, and I hammered right into him. That's right. I crashed into my dad on the road, flipped head over heels, landed on my head. He actually broke his hand. And so we had to get picked up, taken to the hospital so he could get casted up. We went to the bike shop to replace some wheels, and we actually kept going. My dad biked 500 miles more with a cast on. So yeah, what a stud. But we finished the trip. And made it, and we put our wheels in the Atlantic Ocean. It is one of the greatest experiences of my life, and it's got a lot of stories and a lot of lessons in it. So first of all, let's talk about that preparation. How many times do we go into things unprepared? I know in my life and business, there have been times when I've jumped into things not really knowing what I was doing. I like to call it reckless optimism. I have made mistakes in business with that philosophy, just thinking it was all going to work out. That things just happen the way they're supposed to, the way I want them to. So how many times have we done that? So check yourself sometimes when you jump into a new business, a new investment, whatever it may be. Do you have the facts? Have you been prepared? Are you educated? Do you know what you're talking about? Are you aligned with the right people? Or are you just going into it just assuming things are going to work out? Have you done the work to be prepared for whatever you're jumping into? Second thing is, do you have the right map? Do you have the directions? Do you have the guidance, the advice, the mentorship, the education, whatever it may be? Do you have that? Are you paying attention to the directions? Are you listening to good advice? The third thing, are you putting your head up and looking around, making sure you know what's ahead of you, what's around you? Some people call this, I'm working in my business, but not on my business. Sometimes we're so busy just working, as I was pedaling head down, just churn away, that we forget to look up and see what's going on around us. Maybe it's in our own organization, maybe it's in our own life, our family, maybe it's in the economy and our communities. But sometimes we've got to stop just the busy work and actually pay attention to what's happening. And then lastly, sometimes we crash and it hurts. It can be financially painful. It can be embarrassing. It can be any number of things. But the key is you get back up. Because I can tell you from my experience in that crash on that bike trip, yeah, it is embarrassing. It was not fun. It physically hurt. It's still to this day. It's embarrassing to tell that story, but I tell you what, it's one of the greatest victories that I can share is not only for me, but to watch my dad get up and bike 500 miles. I mean, what a stud to do that with a cast on. And it's one of the greatest stories I have to this day. But I also have stories of crashes in other areas of my life. I have crashes in business that have happened that have been painful and sometimes embarrassing. But they're also some of my greatest victories because I've had to overcome them and learn from them and go on to do something greater. So hopefully there's something in my little bike trip that helps you, but you might have a story like that in your own life, and maybe there's some lessons in it that you've missed. So look at your life, look at your own stories, and see if there's something that you might be able to learn from those that you can apply to your business as well. So there's something to think about.